strength of an argument lies not in the noise it makes, but in the truth it carries. And with that, we bid you welcome to the round of 16 in the second regional tournament of I Beg to Differ Season 9. This week, 16 brilliant schools step back into the arena armed with sharper ideas, bolder perspectives, and stronger voices. The round of 32 tested their mettle. Now, only those who think deeper and argue smarter will advance. Each debate today is more than a contest. It is a clash of intellect, conviction, and clarity. This is where champions are made. This is I Beg to Differ Season 9. I'm Femi Obong-Daniels.
And I am Yvonne Okhaifo. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Nigeria Info 99.3. This competition is broadcasting on 101.7 Kids FM as well. And if you missed any of the action this week, you can always catch up on Wazobia Max Television at the weekend. That's DSTV channel 259, Go TV channel 98, and Star Times channel 195. And if you're thinking of sponsoring I Beg to Differ, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm or I Beg to Differ @nigeriainfo.fm.
Brilliant. So let's meet our judges, starting with our Chief Judge, Dr. Chike Ingbeadiiche, Head of Department, Communication, Media and Cultural Studies, Pan Atlantic University, Lagos. Welcome, Chief Judge Chike. Judge Ama Ekove, Program Manager, Center for Inclusive Social Development. We say welcome to you too, Judge Ama Ekove. Thank you very much. Judge Ufoma Egbamuno is the News Manager, Nigeria Info, Kids FM, but also Wazobia FM and Cool FM. Welcome, Judge Ufoma Egbamuno. Last but by no means least, Judge Yvonne Okhaifo, Principal Vaughn, broadcaster and elocution coach. She will be our diction coach and judge. Welcome to you, Yvonne.
Thank you, Femi.
And welcome to all our other judges. Brilliant, brilliant. And now it's time for us to meet the contestants in this first debate. The motion of this debate, by the way, anyway, we'll come back to the motion. Let's meet the kids. Let's meet the young ones. We call them kids, but yes, they are rising stars in their own rights. Welcome from Penny International College, Orile Gomu, the duo of Chinemelu Esther and Osemeke Anastasia and Onuchuku Petachuku. Welcome to you guys. So it's Cheta and Esther in the hot seats. Esther is 16, she's in SS3. Chetachuku is 16 as well, also in SS3. They are supported by Anastasia, Osemeke, who is also 16 and in SS3. All right. Let's now welcome the duo in the studio and indeed the trio from Supreme Education Foundation School, Magodo Phase 2, Lagos. Please welcome Inioluwa Oke and Victoria Arulogun. How are you? By the way, Mobolaji Olaleye. Yeah, Mobolaji Olaleye is in the studio, our second speaker. Welcome. How are you guys? All right. So, Inioluwa is the lead speaker. Inioluwa is 15. She is in SS2. She's the main speaker. She's ably supported by classmates and age mates, Mobolaji Olaleye, who's here. Reserve, my data says Mobolaji is reserved. as I guess it did say in their first debate. But indeed, it is Victoria Arulogun who is reserved. She's also in SS3. She's in SS3. She's also 15. And she's part of the team. Welcome to all of you to our studios today. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Join the live streams, like, comment, and share. The motion for this hour is religion divides Nigerians more than it unites them. Religion divides Nigerians more than it unites them. These contestants were given the topic and the sides they would argue 2 weeks ago. Today, we'll be reminded of how they will argue this evening. We'll start with Supreme Education Foundation School. How will this debate go?
Would be arguing in support.
Oh, you will support the motion. So you will say that religion indeed divides Nigerians more than it unites them. That means Penny International College will say religion unites Nigerians more than it divides them. Is that right, Penny? Wonderful.
All right. Now that we know their sides, we'll take a break. When we come back, it will be time to debate. Special thanks to our sponsors, obiweezy.com, our esteemed listeners, supporters, and followers. You at home listening to us now, you make us happen.
Indeed. This person on Facebook, Daniel Funshaw Akinyemi, says, we go again this week. Yes, we do. Unfolding News Stories says, this is good. Indeed it is. James Tony says, I can't wait to see today's fire of words. Well done, Yvonne and Oga Femi. Thank you, James.
Special thanks to executive producer Sheriff Quadri and the production team led by Olamide Fajuju, our head of digital, and Babatunde Abdul Salam, content and technical chief, Kenneth Udweme, and working alongside Samuel Iwuji. Kenneth is also a key part of our production team, working with Samuel Iwuji, our digital guy, cinematographer, and all. Onyeka Eledan is our sound guy. We say thank you to him too. When we come back, we'll go straight into this first of 2 round of 16 debates today.
On Monday, the round of 16 begins. 16 schools, 1 stage, no second chances. At 4 p.m., Penny International College locks horns with Supreme Education Foundation School on the motion. Religion divides Nigerians more than it unites them. Then at 5 p.m., the tension spikes as Hallifield schools face Vivian Fowler Memorial College for Girls on the motion. Social media has amplified tribalism and division in Nigeria. Who will rise above the noise and make their voice count? 2 debates, 4 contenders, 1 mission to conquer the round of 16. I am Yvonne Okhaifo. Join Femi, Obong-Daniels and me to catch the battles live on Monday as the next generation of thinkers take the mic. I Beg to Differ Season 9. 32 debaters, now 16. 1 winner, 1 grand title, the champion of champions. Supported by Obiweezy. For sponsorship inquiries, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm or I Beg to Differ @nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
Welcome one, welcome all. The moment is upon us. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. There are topics that whisper. There are topics that knock. And then there are topics that walk into a room and rearrange the furniture of our comfort. This is one of them. Religion. The cathedral of conviction, the mosque of meaning, the sanctuary of solace, the altar of allegiance. In Nigeria, religion is not merely belief. It is identity. It is history. It is heritage. It is heartbeat. It christens our children. It crowns our ceremonies. It colors our conversations. But today, in this round of 16 battle, we ask a question that does not tremble. Does religion divide Nigerians more than it unites them? Is it a bridge or a boundary, a balm or a blade, a hymn of harmony or a drumbeat of discord? 16 schools began this journey. Only 8 will proceed. And it all starts here, right now. And so Penny International College and Supreme Education Foundation School step forward. This is no longer about participation. It's about persuasion now. So let this battle of brilliance begin, and may the better debating school progress.
We'll start this round with Penny International College being the motion supporter. Oh, okay, beg your pardon. That's Supreme Education Foundation School being the motion supporter. You've got 3 minutes. Your time starts now.
In the archives of the internet lies a haunting clip of 6 women displaying the results of ethnic and religious conflicts between Muslim and Christian groups in Kaduna in 2019. Their limbs were torn, their hands without fingers, and their homes were reduced to rubble. Their families, those who had survived, were now misplaced, many of them without a single trace. It was a disturbing reminder of what happens in a nation where religions that preach peace are rampant, yet have simultaneously become one of our nation's deepest dividing lines. And with that, I say a very good day to the esteemed moderators, distinguished panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my wonderful co-debaters, and my ever-attentive audience. My name is Inoluwa Oke, representing Supreme Education Foundation Schools, and I stand here in full support of the motion that states that religion divides Nigerians more than it unites them. I'll support my claim with the following points. Firstly, religion is a potent tool for political division in Nigeria. Nigeria is already almost evenly split. About 47 to 48% are Muslims, and 50 to 51% are Christian. The north is predominantly Muslim, and the south is largely Christian. And this division carries strongly into our politics. 83% of Nigerian voters have said their religious affiliation directly influenced their choice in the Nigerian national elections. This proves that in Nigeria, religion determines how many citizens choose to cast their ballots. Politicians, they are known for using religion to mobilize support. Campaign rhetoric can sometimes create or even induce fear, such as the claims of Islamization agendas or the fears of anti-Christian domination. They manipulate people's emotions, they spread falsehood, and they sow distrust. In fact, in 2023, during the Nigerian national election, there was widespread panic over Muslim or Christian tickets, not based on candidates' competence, oh no, but on their religious values instead. We have turned to a nation where our citizens choose to focus on the candidates' religious orientation over their integrities, over their values, and about their competence in office. Elections have shifted from being true civic competitions into religious contests instead. Secondly, religion volatility fuels violence and conflicts in our nation. Religious tension is not new. Historical crises such as the Kaduna Kafanshan riots, and the Jos riots prove that more than 6,000 people have died. In these cases, between the years 2000 and 2001 alone, over 52,000 people have lost their lives to extremism in Nigeria due to groups such as Boko Haram, and more than 3,600 people have died since 2016 due to economic clashes like the farmer-trader conflicts that later turned religious. Time and time again in Nigeria, when conflict erupts, religion becomes the banner under which blood is shed. Thirdly, it promotes institutional segregation. What better example of how religion promotes division in our nation than the duplication of professional bodies along religious lines? We have the Muslim Doctors Association of Nigeria and the Christian Doctors Association of Nigeria. Why not just one unified national body? You see, when even professions are divided by faith, religion shifts from being private practice into public separation. And this same pattern follows in our schools as well. What does this do? This weakens national identity at the mercy of religious belonging, and it strengthens parallel systems instead of unified ones. You see, religion itself may preach peace, but in Nigeria's historical, political, and social setting, it has done nothing but divide us. Thank you.
Thank you.
What an opener. Inoluwa Oke of Supreme Education Foundation School, Magodo, Phase 2, Lagos. Well done for that presentation round. We now move to Penny International College, Orile Gomu, Lagos. I'm assuming opening will be Chinemelu Esther. Okay, it's indeed Chetachuku Onuchuku.
Imagine a Friday afternoon in Kano. The air is thick with the scent of incense and the rhythmic chant of the Adhan. Now imagine a Sunday morning in Lagos where the sky itself seems to turn up with seems to vibrate to the thunder of 1,000 hallelujahs. To the unstrained eye, these are two different worlds, but to Nigerians, these are the twin chambers of a single heart. A very good day to the moderators, panel of judges, accurate timekeepers, co-debaters, and our audience united by a common destiny. My name is Onuchukwu Chetachuku, student of Penn International College, here to strongly oppose the motion that religion divides Nigerians more than it unites them. To begin with, consider the educational and social infrastructure religion provides when the state reach falters. It is an undeniable fact that religion is the greatest architect of human capital. According to recent data from the National University Commission, unity. Over 50% of Nigerian private universities are faith-based, from Covenant to Al-Hikmet. These institutions do not just produce graduates, they create a melting pot where youth from the creeks of the Delta and the plains of the Savannah lives and learn together, thereby fostering unity. Furthermore, we must recognize that religion is a tool that drives our national economy. In a world of code numbers, faith provides one breed. The faith economy along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway and the bustling hubs around the national mosques in Abuja are not just spiritual centers, they are multi-billionaire economic ecosystems. In these spaces, a Christian transporter moves a Muslim trader's goods and a Muslim artisan builds a Christian sanctuary. In addition to that, religion acts as a shock absorber in our national economy that prevents national collapse. When politicians threaten to set the nation ablaze, it is our religious leaders who act as firemen and curb this. The Nigeria Inter-Religious Council, co-chaired by the Sultan of Sokoto and the President of the Christian Association of Nigeria, serves as the ultimate high command for peace. The evidence is clear. During the high-tension 2023 general election, it was this joint peace pact signed by these leaders that escalated regional tension. More so, we cannot ignore the massive welfare net funded by faith. In a nation where over 133 million people live in multidimensional poverty, religion acts as a communal lifeline. Through the mandatory Islamic practice of zakat and Christian sightings, millions of nairas are redistributed daily to the vulnerable. This commonwealth of compassion ensures that the hungry are fed and the sick are treated, thereby creating a bond of brotherhood that transcends ethnicity. Finally, and perhaps most profoundly, religion acts as a driving force beyond Nigerians' humanitarian efforts. The Christian Healthcare Association of Nigeria produces over 375 healthcare facilities, serving 40% of the country's healthcare needs, while Muslim organizations like the Islamic Medical Association provide free medical treatments to millions. A 2020 study by the National Bureau of Statistics showed that faith-based organizations contribute approximately 1.2 trillion naira annually to Nigerians' humanitarian efforts. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, to say religion divides Nigeria is look at the few sparks and ignore the massive sun that warms the entire nation. And so I ask you, should we continue to let differences in worship justify divisions in nationhood, or can shared values of compassion and unity override doctrinal differences? I leave it to you, my honorable judges, to decide. Thank you.
Thank you.
And what a brilliant response from Onuchukwu Tetachukwu of Penny International College, Orile-Gomu, Lagos. The arguments have been laid like foundations. The pillars have been raised. But now the architects must inspect each other's structure. When we return, we pivot to the rebuttal round, where confidence meets scrutiny, and certainly where everything said so far gets taken apart.
Maxime Nuhu Banki says this topic is right on time, listening from Jalingo, Taraba State. Well, thank you, Maxime. Thank you.
All right, let's take that break. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Obiwizi, Nigeria's trusted name in affordable tech and gadgets trade-ins. From Lagos to Abuja, from students to CEOs, Obiwizi is your guy for quality tech devices, brand new and pre-owned, UK used. Got a phone or laptop? Bring it in and work out with an upgrade, a cashback, or both. Whether you shop in-store or online at obiwizi.com, that is obiwizi.com, you are guaranteed value, warranty, and a customer-first experience. Obiwizi offers affordable tech, trusted service, because with gadgets, Obiwizi is your guy. Visit www.obiwizi.com. Again, www.obiwizi.com. Happy shopping!
Welcome to the rebuttal round, where confidence meets scrutiny and certainty meets challenge. So ladies, sharpen your logic, refine your fire, and please respond to your opponent's opening rounds. We'll now go straight to the motion opposers from Penny International College, Orile-Gomu, Lagos, where Chinemelu Esther is standing by.
Nigeria, where faith is stronger than internet signal, but politicians' greed is Wi-Fi speed. We love God, we love Allah, but let's not let greedy politicians be the traffic officers leading us to division. After all, who needs division when 419 scams unite us? Our GDP is stuck in traffic, but let's not make religion its breakdown. Good evening, everyone. I am Chinemelu Esther, an amazing student of Penn International College, here to dazzle you with my rebuttals. My opponent stated that religion is the main cause of division in Nigeria. Let me rephrase that statement. The real cause of division in Nigeria is actually tribalism and corruption. How, you may ask? Let's take for instance, the religion actually promotes peace and cooperation in Nigeria. How? In the year 2020, Christians and Muslims came together to combat COVID-19 misinformation. And these same Christians, it was found out that these same Christians... Okay. My opponent also stated that religion fuels violence. Religion does not fuel violence. It is favoritism and tribalism fueled by power-hungry politicians that leads to violence. How? The death of Deborah, Esther, and 1,000 Christians down in the north is not a far-fetched example, as the death of those Christians were committed not by Allah-devoted Muslims, but by Muslims who were disguised, by bandits who were disguised as Muslims, who only had the effrontery to do that when they were bribed by selfish politicians. My opponent also said that institutional segregation is promoted by religion. Let me state that institutional segregation is not fueled by religion. Why? Because it is actually fueled by corruption in the university admission process, bribery, and tribalism. Take, for example, UTME has recently started facing criticism over its handling of results and admission process, leading to allegations of favoritism and corruption. According to a 2020 report by Vanguard, it was discovered that Nigerian universities have the capacity of admitting around 1.5 million students, but unfortunately, over 5 million students apply annually. Now, this gives universities an undue advantage of selecting students based on their status and their tribe. And then they all turn around to blame the blame on religion. To justify the point that my opponent said that religion is the main cause of division in Nigeria, religion promotes national unity. It is only fueled by power-hungry politicians who, in the year 2020, during the COVID-19 lockdown, when people were literally dying of hunger, the Nigerian government hid away thousands of foodstuffs, and it had already expired when it was discovered. Why? Because they plan to use those bags of rice to bribe citizens into electing corrupt politicians into power. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chinemelu Esther of Penny International College, Orilegomo, Lagos, for that rebuttal round. We now go over to Supreme Education Foundation School, Magodo, Phase 2, Lagos, and to Mobolaji Olaleye.
What's the easiest way to divide a group of people? Give them different belief systems, tell each that theirs is the only one that's correct, then sit back, relax, and watch the chaos unfold. Standing on all existing protocols, my name remains Mobolaji Olaleye, a representative of Supreme Education Foundation Schools, and this house stands firmly in support of the motion, religion divides more than it unites in Nigeria. Now, before I advance my argument, it is imperative I refute the claims raised by the opposition. The opposition claims that extremists misuse religion, and that religion itself is not the problem. Yes, any tool can be misused. A wrench can become a cudgel in the wrong hands. However, when a tool has repeatedly, consistently, and historically been used as a weapon, we must question the power embedded within that tool. The opposition further argues that politics causes divisions, not religion. But politics only succeeds in causing divisions because religion provides the emotional foundation. Politicians mobilize citizens along religious lines because they know that their religious identity runs deeper than party loyalty. Religion is not the spark, no, it is the fuel. They further argue that religion promotes peace and unity. However, I must ask, unity amongst whom? Amongst those who share the same belief? In a pluralistic nation like Nigeria, where multiple religions claim exclusive truths, unity within communities often deepens division within others. Having addressed the oppositions, I now advance 3 arguments. First, national identity often overrides religious identity in Nigeria. During times of election or crisis, people often identify as Christian or Muslims first, rather than identifying as Nigerian. Candidates are often judged by faith rather than competence, and events are often interpreted through the religious lenses first. When loyalty to a religion comes before loyalty to a nation, division forms and weakens national unity. Second, religion creates an us versus them entrenched mentality. Many religions claim absolute truths, creating natural boundaries between believers and unbelievers. This us versus them mentality sometimes and often fosters prejudice, hostility, and sometimes suspicion. In a nation like Nigeria, where multiple religions coexist, differences in practices and worship often becomes markers of separation. Third, sectarianism exists within religions. Division not only exists amongst religions, but also within them. Sunni and Shia Muslims or Catholics, Protestants, Anglicans, and Pentecostals often disagree deeply over interpretation and practice. Beyond doctrinal differences, religions often reflect internal societal hierarchies. Status can be linked to one's denomination, visible displays of prosperity, or prominence over a place of worship. If a single religion cannot unite its own followers, it is unrealistic to expect it to unite a multi-religious nation. Religion may preach peace, but in Nigeria, it has functioned more as a divider than a uniter. When a system consistently enables division, we must judge it by its outcomes and not by its intentions. And for these reasons, this House must firmly support the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Join the live streams, like, comment, and share. Of course, we'll be reading your comments on Facebook and YouTube.
No doubt.
If you're thinking of sponsoring I Beg to Differ, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm or I Beg to Differ @nigeriainfo.fm.
Well, that was Mobolaji Olaleye, by the way, of Supreme Education Foundation School, Magodo Phase 2, Lagos. When we come back from off this break, it will be time for us to go into the closing rounds between both institutions.
Obiwizi, Nigeria's trusted name in affordable tech and gadgets trade-ins. From Lagos to Abuja, from students to CEOs, Obiwizi is your guy for quality tech devices, brand new and pre-owned, UK used. Got a laptop or phone? Bring it in and work out with an upgrade, a cashback, or both. Whether you shop in store or online at obiwizi.com, that is obiwizi.com, you are guaranteed value, warranty, and a customer-first experience. Obiwizi offers affordable tech, trusted service, because with gadgets, Obiwizi is your guy. Visit the website www.obiwizi.com, that is www.obiwizi.com. Obiwizi is spelled OBIWEZY.com. Happy shopping!
Welcome back. The arguments have been laid like foundations. The pillars. Well, we'll see how all of that goes. Welcome to the closing rounds of this debate between Penny International College, Orile-Gomu, Lagos, and Supreme Education Foundation School, Magodo Phase 2. We'll revert to the motion supporters, and that would be Supreme Education Foundation School, Magodo Phase 2. I'm guessing Inyoluwa will be closing for them.
For Catherine Farda, a woman living in the northeast fishing town of Baga, the 16th of January 2015 is the day she would never forget. It was the day Boko Haram insurgents raided her town, killed her people, burned down churches, and forced her and her family to convert to Islam or risk their deaths. It was a harrowing example of how deeply religion has divided us as a nation, how modes of worship have turned brother against brother, sister against sister, and have turned religion from one of our most beautiful differences into one of our deadliest. Stand on all existing protocols, I remain in Oluwaoke, yet further affirm our stance and close out our side of the debate, maintaining that religion truly divides Nigerians more than unites them. For far too long, we have deceived ourselves that our strength is in our diversity. You see, that may be true on paper, but in reality, religious differences have cost millions their lives. Over 52,000 Christians have been killed in extremist violence since 2009, and more than 3,600 people have lost their lives to economic clashes that later turned religious. You see, my deputy speaker has established something very important, that yes, any tool can be misused, or wrench can become a cudgel in the wrong hands, and a weapon that can be made from mere sticks. However, when the tool has been repeatedly, consistently, and historically used as a weapon, we need to question the power embedded within that tool. Religion has separated and segregated our people. We see this in the numerous duplication of professional bodies along religious lines. It has cheapened our public institutions, where our own citizens choose to focus on the candidate's religion over their competence to perform in office. You see, in Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, there's a striking quote. He said that the white man is very clever. He came calmly and peaceably with his religion. Now he has won my brothers over, and my clan can no longer act like one. Jesus Christ, the founder of Christianity, his literal moniker is the Prince of Peace. Or Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the founder of Islam, and Islam itself means peace. So tell me, how is it that the adherents of these religions, and their clerics included, have become purveyors of violence, conflicts, and division in the nation? How has this happened? The religion was meant to build communities, not divide them. It was meant to guide conscience, not bury citizens. If religion truly united us as a nation, our politics will not tremble along Muslim Christian tickets. No, it will not fracture. Our communities will not fracture along prayer lines, and our graves would not be filled in the name of God. Until Nigeria learns to place humanity above religious identity, we'll continue mistaking division for devotion. And it's for these reasons that we stand by the motion, maintaining that religion in Nigeria's reality divides us more than unites us. Thank you.
You asked for a closer. You got one now. Inyola, okay. 15-year-old SS2 student of Supreme Education Foundation School, Magodo Phase 2 Lagos, closing for our school with the support of Mobolaji Olaleye, her second speaker, and of course Victoria Arulogun, who's part of that team. We'll now go to the motion opposers for their closing. Penny International College, Orile Gomu, and to close for them will be Onuchuku Chetachuku.
All protocols duly observed. I'm back again like I never left, and I'm here to give my closing argument. Honorable judges, my opponents have asked you to look at Nigeria and see a battlefield of the Bibles and the Qurans. They've asked you to believe that our faith is the very fence that keeps us apart. But today, I ask you to look closer. Look past the headlines of the fews and into the homes of the millions. Nigeria, as we all know, is not a country held together by the strength of its currency or by the stability of its power grid. We are a nation held together by the symphony of supplication. When the sun rises in the morning, the Adhan calls the faithful to their knees. And when the scent over the Atlantic, the hallelujahs of the church rings throughout the air. And at that sacred interval, something miraculous happens. We don't just worship, we weave. We weave a cloth of compassion where the marked feeds the hungry and the church heals the broken. We weave a safety net of Sinsha Allah, and by God's grace, a shared vocabulary of hope that has refused to let this great giant fall. My opponents see the sparks of friction, but I see the fire that cooks the national pot. They see a holy war, but I see a holy union. They see a great divide, but I see a great devotion. You see, religion in Nigeria is not the way that sinks the ship, it is the way that sails our ship. It is the reason we smile through the struggle, and the reason that despite every prophecy of doom, Nigeria remains one nation under God invincible. The division my opponents speak of is a ghost. It is a phantom conjured by political opportunists who wear religion as a mark to divide and conquer. But we are way smarter than that. For every headline that screams of a riot, there are 10 million whispers of God bless you in the market. For every wall my opponents claim religious breaks, there are 1,000 bridges of zakat and tithing that feeds the mouth the government has forgotten. In the bustling market of Udumota, in the crowded classrooms of Zara, and in the hospitals of Port Harcourt, every single day Nigerians are writing a quiet, beautiful symphony of supplication. We buy, we sell, we laugh, we mourn, and we build together, not in spite of our religion, but because our religion teaches us to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. Nigeria is not a country of different religions. We are a nation of one resilience. We are a people who have mastered the art of divine survival. We are a people who, when the economy crumbles, find our foundation in the faith. We are a people who, when the darkness of despair looms, find our light in the one true God. Religion is the silent invisible glue that has prevented over 250 ethnic groups from spinning into chaos. It is the moral government that allows the stranger to trust another stranger because they both fear and believe in the same God. So please do not tell me that religion divides Nigeria. I do not want to hear it. Faith is the reason we have a country to argue about today. Faith is the reason the giant of Africa has not stumbled onto the abyss of history. Faith is the reason that despite the cracks, the buildings still stand. We are one people, one nation, one destiny, moving together with a trust so strong that no political sword can ever break. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, I am Onuchuku Chetachuku and I rest my case.
Thank you.
Brilliant closing response from Penny International College, Orile Gomu, Lagos. Onuchuku Chetachuku during the closing, 16-year-old SS3 student alongside a teammate Chinemelu Esther of the same institution, and Osemeke Anastasia, who has been part of this team. What have we learned? What we've witnessed this afternoon is not noise, it is nuance. We've heard religion described as compass and complication, as sanctuary and as scar. And perhaps the truth, like many truths in Nigeria, is layered. Religion has built schools and hospitals. It has mobilized compassion and community. Yet history reminds us that identity, when weaponized, can wound. So what divides us? The faith? Or the hands that wield it? What unites us? The doctrine? The traditions? Or the shared humanity beneath it? As we reflect, let us remember, a nation is not strengthened by silence. It is strengthened by courageous conversation. Penny International College, Supreme Education Foundation School, you have not merely debated, you have illuminated. And in this round of 16, illumination is everything. If I had my way, both of you will progress right here and right now. However, I'm not the judge. So we'll go to the judges and see how they decide in a bit. Before them, though, diction coach and judge Yvonne Okhaifo with her remarks.
Thank you, Femi. I'll start with Supreme Education Foundation. Don't say integrities. It's integrity. Integrity, not integrities. To Penny International College, I will say absorber, not observer. Shock absorber, okay? Absorber. Also say effrontery, not effrontery. Effrontery. Effrontery, okay? Also say foodstuff, not foodstuffs. Foodstuff. Stuff is uncountable. You don't say stuffs. Okay? I've got some stuff to give to you. Foodstuff, not foodstuffs. Bureau, not bureau. Worship, not worship. Worship. Say thunder, not thunder. Thunder. And say mosque, not mosques. Mosque, not mosques. I'll stop there.
All right.
Oh, by the way, also say ask, not ax. Ask. Okay? Ask. Okay, I'll stop there really this time.
All right. We go into the decision card. And that is not going to be funny. For this first debate of the round of 16, here is your decision from the judges. Presentation round. Judge Ufoma gives it Penny International College 10, Supreme Education Foundation 9.5. Chief Judge Chike gives it Penny International College 10, Supreme Education Foundation 9. Judge Ama gives it Penny International College 10, Supreme Education Foundation 8. It's 30 points to Penny International College and 26.5 points to Supreme Education Foundation in round 1. We come to round 2, the rebuttal round. Judge Ama gives it Supreme Education Foundation 10, Penny International College 9. Judge Ufoma gives it Supreme Education Foundation 10, Penny International College 8.5. And Chief Judge Chike gives it Supreme Education Foundation 10, Penny International College 8. It's 30 points to Supreme Education Foundation and 25.5 to Penny International College in round 2. Meaning Supreme Education Foundation now lead by 1 point. 56.5 to Penny International College's 55.5. We now go to the closing round. Chief Judge Chike and Judge Ama score this round a tie, 10-10. Judge Ufoma scores it 10 to 9.5. Diction scoring is 10 to 8. Both results for your winner. By split decision, Judge Ama has it as 28 to 29 points, all 3 rounds in favor of Penny International College. Chief Judge Chike has it as 29 to 28 in favor of Supreme Education Foundation. And Judge Ufoma has it as 29.5 to 28 in favor of your winner. Congratulations. Supreme Education Foundation School, Magodo Phase 2, Lagos. Congratulations to you. Smiles are plenty. Congratulations. Into the quarterfinal you go. Well done. Well done. In the end, it was a 3.5 swing. 3.5 point swing. Of those 3.5 points, 2 came from your diction. It's always important. And with regards to the actual debate, there was a 1 point advantage. And so we say well done to both of you. To Penny International College, really, Gomu, this is heartbreaking. But it would have been heartbreaking if it had gone the other way as well. This was close. This was close. Clearly, you took round 1. You lost round 2. Round 3 was more or less a tie. A tie. You lost round 3 by half a point. It was almost a tie. I think, hopefully, we'll all continue to work on diction and, not be careless. I know in rapid speech, there's a tendency to make mistakes. It happens to the best of us. It happens even to the owners of the language. But when you come for debates of this nature, you have to be at your best. Well done. Well done.
Henry, I believe someone on Facebook, I believe to be Henry Mbagu, says this Chetachuku would make a good spoken word artist,
no doubt.
Or even a rapper.
No doubt.
I
doubt.
agree.
In pidgin parlance, you say shisabi.
Yeah.
Well done. I'm going to say, and this applies to both of you. I think you both representatives did not do as much justice in the rebuttal rounds as possible. One of you even rebutted less points, maybe even both of you, less points, if I'm not mistaken. And you added points. All your added points did not count because you rebutted 3 instead of 4 points your opponent had made. You only won that round, and I'm talking about Supreme, on the strength of the arguments you made in the 3 rounds. Pay attention to that. In the quarterfinal round, if you don't rebut all the points of your opponents, whatever you add will not count. Is that clear? Yes.
I believe we've got some time to take a few messages.
Yes, please
and a few
go ahead.
calls.
Please
Call
go
the
ahead.
number 0201-277-0993 or 0201-465-7190 if you'd like to share your thoughts. The WhatsApp number is 080-959-75805 if you have a thought to share. UC Daniel says, congratulations to Supreme Education Foundation Schools. UC Daniel is interacting with us on Facebook. We're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3. Like, comment, and of course, share the live streams with everyone you know.
All right. I don't know what to say. In just a minute, we will do we'll determine how Supreme Education Foundation School will debate in their next round. They will go against whoever wins in the second debate today between Hallifield Schools, Maryland, Lagos, and Vivian Fowler Memorial College for Girls, Oregon, Lagos.
Patrick Abel says they all went easy like a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a brilliant debate. And nerves. By the way, my dear Esther, whom I know is, I know you to always be brilliant. In that rebuttal round today, I think you almost froze at the point, and I could sense it. And it happens to the best of us. Do not worry about it. It doesn't matter. Okay? Keep your head high up. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.